Robin's with you in the afternoons.
Well, it is time for Wellness Wednesday. I'm being joined by Jane Ehrman of imagesofwellness.com. And today's wellness segment is about food noise. Jane, I've never heard of that. What is food noise?
Well, Robin, I recently read about this. It's not a medical diagnosis or a clinical term, but it's a preoccupation with food and eating. Some people feel hungry just thinking about or seeing food. They may notice that they think about food and when they're going to eat all day. And now they're not thinking about broccoli and salad, Robin. Generally, it's about processed foods. Chips, cookies, fries, burgers, pizza, and comfort food.
The yummy stuff.
Yeah. So have you noticed that when the food commercials come on the TV or when you're at the movies and you start to feel hungry, just smelling that popcorn, your stomach might even growl, even if you've just eaten recently, because marketers know how to make those burgers, pizzas, nachos trigger your hunger. And have you ever been at a meeting and there's a plate of cookies or donuts on the table? Research has shown food at meetings distracts people. They start to wonder, when are they going to pass that plate around? Which one of those am I going to take? Or maybe I'm not going to have any at all. Or, so there's argument going on inside you about whatever that snack is. People lose their focus.
Well, what causes food noise?
Okay, research shows that the ultra-processed foods, nuggets, candy, chips, donuts, ice cream, activate the reward area of the brain where the dopamine is, that happy feeling. So you think of food as a reward. And frankly, growing up and with little kids, don't we often reward with food? Sure. So, for example, high fructose corn syrup in candy triggers hunger 15 or 20 minutes after you eat it, so you're more likely to reach for more. So another thing to realize is the sight or smell of these foods can trigger hunger and activate that reward area in the brain. Just driving by some fast food restaurants or bakeries, that aroma of those foods comes pumping out into the air, and it can be difficult for some people to resist.
They do that on purpose, don't they?
I think some places do. If you go through the airport, there's a bakery that does that often, with those sticky buns. So the more ultra-processed foods are part of your regular diet, the more difficult food noise can be. And the more challenging it is to maintain then a healthy diet and weight. It's difficult when you feel hungry all the time or are thinking about food all the time.
It is. So how can we stop food noise?
Okay. First, it's helpful to limit or avoid ultra-processed food. It's everywhere, so it's important to pay attention and read food labels. Plan your meals and healthy snacks. Have fruit, nuts, veggies available in the refrigerator. Be intentional about what you buy and eat, and have them ready for yourself to just grab out of the refrigerator and eat, so you're not having to peel things, clean things, cut things, that kind of thing. And when you're grocery shopping, avoid the snack aisles. Avoid shopping when you're hungry. You're more likely to pick stuff off a shelf that you wouldn't normally.
Oh, that is so true.
And I found it's better not to take the kids shopping. I'm in the checkout line, and there's stuff I'm putting up on the belt that I didn't even put in the cart.
Absolutely.
And
every single
this?
time. Now, if you're just tuning in, I'm talking with Jane Ehrman of imagesofwellness.com. We're talking about food noise. How else can we stop the food noise?
So make a grocery list and stick to it when you're shopping. Also, keep unhealthy treats out of sight. I worked with a patient when I worked at the Cleveland Clinic who wanted to stop eating those sweet little treats. And so he took them out of the cupboard and put them in the back of the top of the refrigerator where he couldn't see them, but he could hear them calling to him, Fred. So he put them out in the garage and he could still hear them. And it wasn't until he threw them in the trash and the trash truck came and took them away. So sometimes out of sight, out of mind works, but sometimes when you just know it's in the house, hello, it's calling to you.
They get little voices.
Yeah. The other thing is sometimes we think we're hungry and we're really thirsty. And so it's a sign that we get for hunger. And so I suggest you have a good glass of water and then wait a few minutes and see if you feel better. Also, eat meals on a regular schedule and avoid skipping meals. If you wait until you're starving, you're more likely to eat not the best foods, too much of it, and fast. And so you want to avoid those unhealthy choices that way. Also, manage your stress. Some people are stress eaters. If you find yourself standing in front of a cupboard or the refrigerator, the open door, and you're you're waiting for something to wave to you that just feels like it would taste so good in your mouth. That's emotional hunger. So you're not really hungry. You're looking for comfort in food.
Absolutely.
And from the moment we were born, food was a comfort. So that's a struggle. Distract yourself when that happens. Do something else. Step outside. Get some fresh air. Take a short walk. Listen to music. Talk to a friend. Read a chapter of a book. Listen to the radio.
Good advice.
Okay. Also, make sure you're getting a good amount of sleep, because research has shown when you don't sleep well, then your brain literally craves simple carbs. Now, there's a difference between simple carbs and complex carbs. Simple carbs are candies, pastry, cookies, those kind of things. We call that speed food. If you're an athlete, you're looking sometimes for speed food, that bowl of pasta,
right,
kind of thing. So this isn't about willpower. This is the body saying, basically, I need fuel. I need some speed food, and so you actually tend to crave that more. So it's especially important to eat complex carbs. These are vegetables, fruits, whole grains. That's really good fuel for your body.
So, Jane, in a nutshell, what do you want us to remember about food noise?
That food noise is being preoccupied with food and having your mind on it a lot. When you can eat, what you can eat. Food noise is triggered by ultra-processed foods, junk food. And we can avoid food noise by keeping a healthy diet, getting some good sleep, and being more intentional about what we choose to eat.
Well, as always, very enlightening, great information. I think a lot of us could relate to this topic of food noise today. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us, Jane. I've been talking with Jane Ehrman of imagesofwellness.com. We'll see you next time.
99.3 The Vine is owned and operated locally by Wind Down Media.